This whole setup took so long to start that I considered just dropping it entirely, and there's also a lot of background noise in the kitchen and in other places outside. But you know what? The best time to start is now. Alright, so this is like the pilot episode, let's say, of the pilot episode of the Design Geordie podcast. It's nothing official. It's basically just me doing a bit more of an unstructured video because all of my videos are pretty structured, and I thought it would be kind of nice if I just did a bit more of a talky video, a bit more of a longer form video, see how it goes. So I have a bit of an agenda here, but the initial episode's not going to be that. I don't know, it's not going to be like informative or anything like my previous videos. It's just going to be a bit of a chatty one. You can maybe pull out whatever you're working on and let's see how it goes. So I got a bunch of materials from various locations. Actually, it's just from one location, I think. It's from this art fair, Art Dubai, that happened a couple months ago, I think. This is from the airport. Anyways, we're gonna cut stuff out and see what happens. I've been meaning to do like a collage thingy for like ages. I'm not much of a collagist, so let's see how this goes. I have my awfully messy cutting mat as well. Someone said they actually quite liked it. It added a lot of character or something, and I'm gonna embrace that. I'm gonna not be annoyed about the fact that it's so messy. I'm a very messy person actually. I try not to be, but I always do this. Like I never protect my mats or anything because I'm like, oh, who's gonna see it? And each time I regret that because inevitably I film a video or something. This is before I did YouTube videos, by the way. Alright. Anyways, I actually have a bunch more cutouts. Let me try and find them. Yeah, found them. Okay. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in here. This is from a previous video I did. I can't remember when. I think it was the Austin Kleon one. This is cool. What's this? Nice. This is from my final year project. I'd studied architecture, and basically my building was based on origami, and I made a massive version of this. Yeah, it was massive. It was made of A0 or A1 sheets of paper, so you can imagine it was like it's huge, right? Like it was, if I stretched it out, it was probably as tall as me. So yeah, that's quite big. So what did I want to talk about today? Essentially, I just kind of wanted to give a bit of an update. I'm sorry if the audio keeps changing in this. I'm trying to figure out what's the best angle to keep my microphone. But yeah, I kind of wanted to give an update, maybe just share some thoughts that I've been having lately. It's actually been quite a while since I've actively engaged with my YouTube channel because I scheduled everything to just upload automatically because it's Ramadan at the moment. So I've not been really doing any videos or anything like that. It's been a nice break actually. It's been quite nice, but I do miss and I don't miss the kind of the regularity of having to stress about a video and then uploading it and stuff. There's so much stuff in here. Okay, I'm just gonna ignore this now. Put that to the side. Okay. I think this is a good start actually. So maybe I can start by I'll start with the stuff that I've already cut out, and then if there's anything relevant inside these things, I hope this is all in frame. Yeah. So if there's anything relevant, I'll just like add it in. I don't know if I'll stick it down. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Whose ticket was this? Oh, yeah. So update. I went to India recently, about a week ago, which was a nice change. I did film a couple of things, so I think this will be uploaded after I upload my India video. It's not that interesting, it's just a draw with me video. You can check it out in the cards or whatever if I've uploaded it. But yeah, it was just a nice holiday. I did a lot of sketching actually, and I wrote a blog post about that on my blog, which you can, what is this? Which you can check out again in the link in the description. So I went to India. It was like a week. It wasn't a long holiday or anything. And then came back to work. Oh, this is really nice. This is really cool. Let's do something with that. Yeah, she's boring. Let's do something with this. fact, I might just cut this out. Let's use scissors for this one. So, since coming back from India, I have been doing this online course called Thinking in Stories, which is by one of my favourite online writers called Florence Yeo from the blog More to That. And that just wrapped up this week, and it was like a 4-week course where we were learning storytelling. So it was mainly focused on writing. So it was me basically trying to improve my blog writing, but also YouTube scripting, and just trying to figure out like how can I further my writing ideas and stuff, and like how can I write better, basically. It was a really fun course. It was really, really engaging and interesting. I actually did like a video testimonial for Lawrence. Yeah, I mean, it was really nice. It was very engaging, very jam-packed actually, and there was like 3 sessions every week, and it was all live, all over Zoom, and I think that actually makes a really big difference when it's live. This is nice. These actually match. It really does make a difference because you are like totally engaged in it, and obviously you can choose not to attend and you can choose to like listen to the recordings, but that doesn't feel the same as attending a live lecture. And because his kind of classes were so engaging, we do a lot of group work, we do a lot of kind of reflective exercises, and he'd be very interactive. It was really good to attend the live sessions, and so I made it a point to attend everything. I mean, I paid for this, like why would I not attend, to be honest? It was really good, and I learned a lot of cool stuff, and yeah, I think I don't know how often he does it, but this was just the second time that he's run this course, so it's pretty in its infant stage, which is actually a good thing, because what I realized, it kind of fed into my theory that being a smaller creator is much better, because your community is way more tight-knit, and you're a lot more accessible to both your audience, but your audience is more accessible to you because you don't have a crazy number of people who are following you, and I think that's really cool, actually, and it's not given enough credit at all. This is quite nice, actually. Kind of matches this. I think I cut it out for the pink, but actually it looks nice with the black. I'm gonna cut this off. It's really hard to do a collage when I'm talking, but I'm gonna try my best. I don't think this fits. I think I'm going with a blue and black and white theme-ish. Not very colourful, is it? I don't know if I'll stick things down. I kind of just want to mess around and see what's happening. I don't really want to commit to anything. So that was the course. It was great, as I mentioned. And besides that, Ramadan's just been going full steam ahead. It's nearly done, actually. It's like, well, as I'm filming this, it is 10 days left. It's basically 30 days where we fast from sunrise till sunset. And yeah, I mean, obviously when I upload this, Ramadan will be well over, but that's what's happening right now. And what else? I've been thinking a lot about kind of the future of this channel and what I want to do with it, where I want to take it. And I have been working this morning on a script about creativity and monetizing creativity, particularly with regards to this channel. I think obviously I started this channel with the intention of sharing like my thoughts on creativity and design and art and whatever, but I also obviously wanted to get to monetization. But one, I realized it's actually very hard to get to 4,000 watch hours, which is kind of the minimum that you need, or at least for me it's very difficult. But two, the closer I do get to 4,000, which is not very quick, by the way, but the closer I do get, the more I'm like, do I really want to get there? Because the problem with content creation, and particularly YouTube, is that all this content that's aimed at beginner YouTubers is kind of like how to get to 4,000 watch hours, how to get to 1,000 subscribers, and that's the minimum that you need to get monetized. And then the content becomes like, oh, how to get more people to subscribe to your channel, how to get 100 subscribers a day, and it's just, you get this constant bombardment of how to increase your number so that you can increase the money that you're earning. And initially I was kind of devouring those videos because obviously I wanted to get to monetization faster, but now I'm just exhausted, and now I'm like, this is stupid, because the more I try and commoditize creativity, the more it's going to be disingenuous, pretty much, and the more I'm going to be doing it just for the sake of money. So an example of that, which I do mention in the script of the video, is it's quite nice, is urban sketching. So yeah, I don't need that. Is the fact that my urban sketching videos are very popular, and clearly I could monetize on that, and I could capitalize on that and just be like, okay, I'm just going to do urban sketching videos from now on because that's what gives me views. But I didn't want to do that because it felt like disingenuous. Like I did not want to niche myself into urban sketching. You know, that's not what I planned on doing with this channel. And so I moved away from it, and I started making more like of these kind of creative essay type of videos, because I think I want to focus more on like the broader range and realm of creativity, and this is a lovely spread, and just kind of focus more on, yeah, like the thoughts behind it, and not delve into one specific medium, because that's not what I intended for, and I'm not the kind of person who focuses specifically on one medium. I mean, sure, I do more urban sketching than anything else, but at the same time I do a lot of different things, right? And I want to make my videos about the thought behind the medium, not the medium itself. So like, why do we urban sketch? Why should we urban sketch? You know, what's the benefits of it? Not necessarily how to urban sketch, how to draw a person, how to draw a building. Because I first of all, I don't think I'm the best person to do that anyway. But also, it doesn't interest me that much, and I think there's enough people who do that, who kind of talk about why, you know, how behind art tutorials and things like that. So anyway, bringing back to my point of monetizing creativity, if I had kept going down the urban sketching route, I'm pretty sure I would have gotten to 4,000 quickly, and I would have just had to keep going, actually, because I'd feel the pressure to keep doing that. And this is the fair that I got this stuff from, Art to Buy. So in a way, not being monetized gives me a lot more freedom, because I can just do whatever I want and no one's paying me for it. I mean, it's not like you're paying me anyway, it's not like the audience is paying me, but if I am relying on this as a source of income, then I have to make sure that I'm providing the audience what they want in order to get the money. I like that. So that is why I'm a bit cautious now of monetization, and I'm just gonna let it go naturally. And I've kind of let go of this whole idea of like, oh my god, this person got to 200k subs in 1 year and I'm still at 2k. Like, I'm trying to let go of that mentality, because it's not helpful, and I have very different videos to like people who get a lot of subs in a very short amount of time. There's like a specific formula for that, you know what I mean? Like, you have to have a very YouTube personality, and you have to make videos that are like trending and viral, or you have to, you know, follow trends, or you have to talk about certain people, or it's just commercial stuff, basically. That's the point. I'm not commercial, as you can tell. It's cool. Nice stuff. I'm pretty sure there's like more stuff in here, but like this is really nice, but I'm like, how do I can't just cut the whole picture out. I like all the little images, they're quite nice. Actually, this is cool, I like this. Like, having just a little house might be nice. With like a chair. Yeah, I need to focus more on like the smaller elements. That'd be nice. Okay. So yeah, I think that was what I wanted to say about like creativity and money. Oh my god, it's only 15 minutes. I was trying to make this to like 45 minutes. But anyways, I'm sure I can do it. That's kind of like where I see my channel going in the future, and yeah, I kind of just want to do what I want, basically, and see kind of where the tide takes me and stuff. Like, I've been trying animated videos, which have been fun, but I kind of miss the element of, like, you know, doing stuff, because pretty much the only time that I actually make art is for YouTube, which sounds terrible, but that's another thing I realized, is that growing up, everyone's like, oh, Nora's an artist, but I'm kind of like, the more I think about it now, I'm like, wait, am I an artist? Because I work in a million different mediums. Okay, not that many, but I work in lots of mediums. But having said that, I don't actually have like a proper body of work. Like, I have urban sketching work, I have digital art, but I don't really offer that as a service. Not that I'm saying an artist has to offer things as a service, but okay, I'm sorry, the same visuals are just repeating. I'm just trying to find something. This is all like clothes. It'd be kind of cool if I had like some arms sticking out. Would that be creepy? I think that'd be cool, actually. Even his arms are cool. I have to sacrifice one or the other. Whose arms do I take? I prefer hers, so let's take her. It's really hard to talk and do live at the same time. I'm just looking at my agenda. Yeah, I was talking about being an artist. So I'm like, am I really an artist? Am I just someone who indulges in art? Is that also an artist? I don't know. Like, I feel like the way people call me an artist specifically is like, they think I'm like a professional person. I'm not. Like, I do not consider myself professional at all. Like, I have friends who are illustrators, who I would consider like proper illustrators, you know, like not like me. Like, I'm more of a content creator, and the difference is like, I make this stuff for the sake of this stuff, like content, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think that's selling out, because I think I'm still enjoying myself, and I think, for me at least, if I didn't do the content, then I wouldn't be as motivated to do this kind of stuff, because I'm kind of like, oh, what's the point? Which okay, that sounds bad actually, because I'm encouraging people to do this kind of stuff regardless of whether they post it online or not. I don't know, whatever. You can make of that what you will. Yeah, essentially, that's just like another side. Oh, this is nice. How did I not see that? This is also nice. I don't know. It's like smack bang in the middle. Okay, fine. I'm just gonna take this. I like the chair too. Table's nice as well. I like this actually. We'll take that. This is actually quite nice. Like this, like layering it would be quite nice. I have all these ideas, and God knows if I'm gonna execute on them. Okay. Okay, fine. I'm just gonna leave this for now. See if there's anything else. This is boring. It's nothing. There's nothing in there. This is a nice paper. Ooh, I like this. This is really nice. This goes well with like the moon stuff that we had. Ooh, I've not looked through this actually. This is interesting. Oof, nice. As soon as you print on newsprint, it looks so much more interesting. I don't even know what this is about. Unfaithful Poems. Oh, this is like a zine. I didn't even realize. Wow. I feel bad now, like cutting it up before I've read it. It's got some interesting stuff. Okay, that's a bit weird, inappropriate. Okay, most of the stuff is not that relevant. Maybe like the text, but I've not read it properly. This is really weird stuff. So anyways, those are my thoughts about creativity and money and art and whatever else. But yeah, I mean, I also wanted to kind of touch upon the future of this channel. Not this channel, sorry, this podcast, or potential podcast. I don't really want to like label it as a podcast, because that's a bit too much pressure. But I was thinking like it would be nice to have different people come on. Like I could invite different friends and we could just have chill conversations, because there is this one podcast that I recommended recently on my Instagram and on my blog called Sketchy Van Podcast, which is basically a pretty young guy, probably like 24, 25. And he's basically traveling America in a van, which is really cool. And he goes around and he interviews different like famous artists in America. And when I say famous artists, I mean like mainly on social media. So Marco Bucci, Tiffany Mong, Proco, loads of different people that I don't know that much, but I do recognize their names. So it's really cool, and they basically just sit down in his van and they have conversations, and it's really nice. There's no like agenda, but they just get talking, and I thought that would be quite nice to just do with my friends or my internet peoples. I have a lot of mutual friends on like the internet, so it would be cool. And I actually did host a podcast last year called the Pixel Paper Podcast, which I did do like a series on for the last few weeks, if you want to check that out. So I could re-invite some of those people if they're interested. It's about, I forgot how many artists. This is a really bad, it's like a really cheap blade, but it does the job, kind of. Normally you're supposed to use like a really precise blade, but that's for like architecture, models and stuff. But I'm just cutting paper, so it's fine. So yeah, I was thinking that would be interesting. And then what else? Maybe like a Q&A. Q&A would be cool. And it would be nice just like invite my friends to have like a 45-minute, 1 hour jam session. We could just do our own work, and like I can just film it like this and we can just have a conversation. And it would be cool, I think. It would be fun. So maybe I'll try that out with one of my friends and see how it goes. So it's nice. Just use scissors. Actually, this whole thing is nice. Actually, ironically enough, one of the reasons that I wanted to start a podcast was to get my watch hours up for monetization. Because when I was Googling it, like, oh, how do I get my watch hours up? Actually, I really like that edge, but okay, it's too late now. When I Googled it, they were like, do more live streams or do a podcast. And I've tried live streams, but the logistics is a bit too much for me. I don't know, it just never worked out. I think I needed like a proper camera to do live streaming. I instead thought, okay, podcasts might be a better way of doing it. But I thought just to continue it anyway, just keep trying out the podcast thing anyway, because I don't know, maybe it would offer like a different type of content on the channel, and who knows, I don't know what kind of content people enjoy doing. I basically just need to find like the sweet spot between like what I enjoy doing and what people enjoy watching. And as much as I did enjoy making urban sketching videos, because they are like really easy to make, I don't have to think much, but I just wasn't challenged by it, and I don't see a future for it for me. In the sense that for me, like I find there's only so much I can talk about with regards to urban sketching. And there's so much more I want to talk about as well, like digital art and obviously more creative theory stuff and like creative thought. And it, like I said, it's not challenging. It was really easy for me to make, and that's not necessarily a good thing. Obviously, if I want to make like easy money, then yeah, urban sketching is the way to go. But the whole point of me doing this YouTube thing is like I'm doing something that I want to do, and I should be interested to do it, and I shouldn't feel like it's a chore. So I should always feel like I'm challenging myself. Doing urban sketching would not challenge me, so yeah. When I say that, I don't mean like I'm gonna never do them again. I'm gonna never do urban sketching videos again, but it's more just like I'm not gonna make that my primary focus, and I'm not gonna do like tutorials. Like, oh, how to draw a building or whatever. Because, I mean, there are other channels out there that do that way better than me, so I don't see why I should waste my energy. And like design, draw, do, I think it's much more holistic than just drawing, right? Like there's designing, but there's also the doing aspect. And when I came up with this idea of design, draw, do, I kind of thought of it as a very holistic thing where it's like, okay, there's the videos, there's maybe like workshops, or there's like a Discord group. I mean, I've been thinking about loads of things. There's Patreon, like I've been thinking about Patreon recently. I think it's a bit too much for me to do now because I have like a full-time job and stuff, and I don't know what I would offer for patrons, but in the future I do want to try it, see how it goes. I mean, there's so many ways to like make money, right? But it can be quite overwhelming just trying to think of everything. And I mean, on top of like making daily videos, I'm just like, this is mad. How am I supposed to think of everything all by myself? And it's interesting because I follow Ali Abdaal, who most of you probably know as a productivity YouTuber, and I've been following him since his like early days, right? Like he started, I think he started in 2018, and that was like started in 2018 or earlier. Anyway, he started when I was in university, and he was in uni as well, actually. And I thought his videos were interesting, mainly because he was a brown Muslim guy, talking about stuff that's just like not being brown or Muslim, and that's just like a game changer, really, because anyone who's like a person of color on the internet, it's just fun, it's good and it's necessary. And anyway, that was the main reason I kind of kept up with him, because back then his videos were about like how to study for medicine and stuff, clearly in Cambridge, two things that I definitely most was not. But I just thought it was interesting, and I used to share his videos with my friends who were studying medicine. But then I kind of kept up with him on and off, and then he like suddenly exploded. Which I thought was cool. I thought that's really cool, and he's still pretty much like, it's nice to see that he's not really changed that much, because fame does get to a lot of people's heads, but it's nice to see that it's not really affected him that much. And it's cool to see that he's doing like a bunch of different stuff. And I did want to, he offers this thing called Part-Time YouTuber Academy, which is like how he became a part-time YouTuber, and honestly he was probably the most influential person to help me start this YouTube channel. Like there was one time, maybe a video or something, where he was just like, or like there was a list or something that he made. He does like this 10-day email list for if you want to start part-time YouTube, and one of the things was just start, right? And actually one of his tips was also just start and do it for 2 years with no results, like make it to 100 videos basically. And so my target ever since I started YouTube has always been 100 videos. I think I'm past 50 now. It's nearly a year as well, so that makes sense. So he's been really instrumental in my journey of starting YouTube. So I really wanted to take his Part-Time YouTube Academy. And one of the things he also recommends is to hire an editor for your videos. Now, initially I was very hesitant to do this because I don't make money off this thing, and editors can get kind of expensive. But recently I reached out to a friend who, she's just starting out, she just graduated. So I was like, oh, maybe we can work on something, see how it goes. And also the fact that I really, really love video editing, it's like probably my favorite part of the process. It's just like, it's another incentive for me to just not outsource my editing. But I thought maybe I'd at least try getting someone else to do the video editing to see if the process is a bit smoother for me, or if it will help me spend more time learning stuff and trying different things to do for the channel, because whilst I love editing, it takes up a lot of time. So that was one thing. But having said that, there are a lot of big YouTubers who do editing themselves, mainly because they are filmers, or like not filmers, photographers or videographers or whatever themselves, but also because, I don't know, like they just are. Like, for example, there's loads of art YouTubers. I don't think any of them outsource their editing, actually. Very Little Peach, Mini Small, those are like Cat Creature. Those are just the people that I follow or followed. I think they all do their editing. And it does give you kind of control over the process, and it helps, obviously, because you don't have to like spend time explaining things to someone else, which is kind of, I suppose, what I'm a little worried about. It's like, am I going to be spending more time explaining the thing to them than it would take for me to just do it myself? But anyway, we'll see. We shall see. Okay, I can't be bothered to like cut all this out. I kind of just want to get making. But I do want to cut her arms out. I think that'll be quite funny. I'm gonna have a lot of editing to do for this podcast. I thought it would be easy to edit because like there's no fancy cuts and whatever. But oh, I'm gonna have to edit this a lot because there's so much noise and stuff. Can't even see this thing. Okay, now I have to think of something else to talk about. Oh my god. I literally kind of decided to do this on a whim. I mean, I've been wanting to do this for a while now, this podcast. But, can't get this up. But I was kind of procrastinating it because I was like, oh, I have no idea when I can film or whatever. It's kind of funny. It doesn't look like an arm. It looks like an insect leg. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna keep this. Anyway, let's keep it now. Let's cut out her legs. They're a bit more interesting. Normally I'd have like book recommendations or whatever, video recommendations to talk about, but I don't. I've not been watching or reading anything lately, so yeah. Actually, I have come across this channel called Kidology, which has been really fascinating. More than her videos, I would say just listening to her is really, it's really soothing. I don't actually finish most of her videos because they're very long and very, very research heavy, even though she delivers them in a nice way, but I get bored very easily, so yeah, I don't really finish most of her videos, but there have been some that have been very, like, I've finished them, which means that they are interesting to me, at least. One of them, which, the one that I think kind of blew up, the algorithm picked it up, which was Why I Don't Relate to My Skin Color. She talks about being black, being Zulu, but being raised by adopted white parents or white families for her whole life, and how that's kind of affected her. And I think that's a really fascinating thing, really. It's very interesting, at least. Yeah. That's a cool shape. I like that. Maybe putting them on the moon. That would be nice. Oh wait, her leg is gone. I kind of want to touch you. Okay, whatever, it's fine. Is it? Why don't I take this guy's leg? That would be cool. So Kidology is one channel. You know, it's interesting actually, like, I've been on YouTube literally since I was 11 or something. So that's been a good 10 plus years. Like 13, 14 years. And it's interesting seeing like how your tastes change as you grow older. Channels that you really loved watching, at one point you just stop watching them, and there's literally no rhyme or reason. There's no like they did something to upset you kind of thing. It's just like, I've just outgrown this channel, really. Like, I used to watch Cat Creature a lot, but now I don't. I don't know why. Her videos are lovely, but I just don't watch her anymore. Mini Small's video I used to watch religiously as well. I still do, actually, but I don't watch them as fast or frequently as I used to. What channels do I watch often? I'm not sure, actually. Wong Fu I used to watch a lot, and their videos are still, like, their video quality obviously gets better and better, each year, but I don't know, I just kind of stopped watching. Who else do I watch? Whose videos do I watch, like, who am I excited to watch? I like Very Little Peach. I do watch her vlogs if I can, but I won't drop everything to watch them. Okay. Shall we see what we have here? Oh yeah, I wanted this house. Maybe the house on the moon would be kind of cool. Oh, that looks so much better on its side. Okay, I'm gonna cut this up. I feel like I've spent all my time cutting. Is there any other channels? I'm literally drawing a blank. Recently I've been watching a lot of... When I was in India, I came across Beta Squad, who are pretty popular anyway. They are literally just a bunch of British guys, black guys, who have their own channel, and they all have individual channels, and they all have like 1 million plus subs, and it's really strange. It's cool. I think it's cool because it's nice to see, you know, people of colour thriving and earning big money and being successful and all of that kind of stuff. And it's also nice because it's British, so it's nice to just be able to understand the banter and stuff. But it's also weird because, like, you see these people and it's like they're the same age as me, and like, but it doesn't feel like it, you know? Because they're literally on another level. It's strange. I love watching Ryan's videos. Ryan Ing. I recommend him quite a bit. I do end up watching. I'm very excited to watch his videos. Who else? So this is editing Noor. I'm editing this like a couple of weeks later, and the reason I'm here is because I started running out of things to say, and as I was editing I realised this is really boring. So I just thought to kind of end the voiceover part of the podcast at least with just a couple of other updates. So Ramadan's over, Eid is over, it's all good, and yeah, I'm slowly getting back into just being more inspired and kind of taking in more inspiration. I'm starting to listen to more podcasts and trying to read more books and things like that. I think it's been a bit difficult, and I've definitely been in like a slump period in terms of making content, and even this podcast I was very hesitant if I should put it out or not. It's quite vulnerable, I think, especially when there are people in your real life and they start kind of seeing your work, and it feels very awkward. But I think it's also that's also the point in a way. And so I'm gonna, just to prove a point to myself, I think I'm just gonna put this podcast out anyway. I mean, if you're listening to this, then obviously it's already out. And yeah, I think just to share one podcast episode that I'm listening to recently, Well Read Black Girl podcast with Minjin Lee, who is the author of Pachinko, which is an amazing book, and now a Apple TV series, and it's awesome. I think Minjin is just such an amazing creative advocate, and just listening to her is like having a creative mentor figure, which is so nice. And yeah, it's been really awesome listening to her, and I share more of my reflections on my blog, which I feel like is an even more personal place to share things, because there's even less of an audience there, and writing is just a bit more, it's easier to express your feelings through writing than it is through speaking. These days I've also really been enjoying acrylic painting, which I'm trying to post reels on my Instagram just to see how that goes. But it's been really fun just doing more analog work, and honestly I don't really want to go back to YouTube in a way. It's hard. Like, I feel like I'm definitely in a down period, and everything I put out I'm kind of questioning, even though everyone's like, oh no, you're doing a good job. But it's difficult because I don't know, it just is. I think after a while things just get difficult, and I'm the kind of person who is very impatient. I want things now, and I'm not a very long run type of person, even though YouTube and making art and all of that kind of stuff, it's really teaching me to be, especially painting. I think recently I have been relearning what it means to be patient through the messy middle process of painting, because when you start, automatically it's just like, oh, I hate this is not going anywhere, but that's only because I've started, right? And so many paintings I've just wanted to give up on because I'm like, oh, this is ugly, the colors are ugly. But the good thing about painting is it's very forgiving, especially acrylic painting. You can just paint over it and it's fine. And that's kind of, it's been fun to realize that. And it's also been fun just to share the process as well, and to see how the process, like, look back on it, reflect on it, because even for me, it's really easy to see my finished paintings and think, oh wow, that actually looks decent, but I have no idea how to recreate that. So making reels in a way is quite nice, just for even for me to reflect on the process. And I hope to share some more painting videos on my channel. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing right now. And I also realized how many times I say and like. It's really annoying. I literally had to edit out like 500 of them. And so this is almost like a good exercise to improve my speaking and how I speak, and the tone and diction with which I speak, just because I don't want to have to edit a million ums. Alright, I'm just going to put some background music or background noise now, because I don't really have much else to say for the rest of the podcast. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and next time I hope to make it a bit more interesting by bringing someone else in, so that the conversation is not so one-sided. Alright, with that, I hope you enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll see you next week for another video.